special power. Everyone has something they're passionate about. Everyone is a subject matter expert. Here at Nerdmasters, we help you share your expertise. In our digital world, we Toastmasters must master basic communication technologies in conjunction with speaking and leadership skills. We formed the Nerdmasters Advanced Club to expand our understanding of technology so we can better serve our clubs and our communities. We are nerdy Toastmasters, enthusiastically exploring the intersection of technology, leadership, communication, and nerdly pop culture. Welcome to the Nerdcasters podcast.
Game begin.
With this episode, we are looking at district leadership opportunities. I am Carolyn Curley, Distinguished Toastmaster and past District 32 Director. With me as co-host for this episode, I have Joyce Vick. Both of us are Distinguished Toastmasters. Tonight, we are interviewing past District Director, or immediate past District Director, I should correct, Stephanie Lee. Stephanie has completed one path and is slowly working her way to complete additional paths along with her Pathways DT member. This year, as part of her duties serving as the immediate past District Director, Stephanie is also chair for the District Leadership Committee. You have the idea where we're looking at leaders for next year? Stephanie will be the point of contact moving forward for this year to help encourage members to step up into leadership opportunities. Welcome, Stephanie, and welcome, Joyce. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Joyce, would you like to lead off with the first question?
I sure would. Thank you very much, Carolyn. And especially thank you, Stephanie, for agreeing to talk to us about everything Toastmasters. I know that you've been in Toastmasters for a while, but tell us, why did you initially join Toastmasters? What attracted you to Toastmasters?
Thanks for that question, Joyce. I will admit that my initial meeting that I went to was because they were having a pizza party at my place of work. So I was initially grabbed by free lunch and pizza. I was also given gentle pushing by Keith and Cindy Baldwin, who I had worked in an office with Keith Baldwin before, and he spoke so highly of Toastmasters that I thought I would give it a try. I am naturally an introverted person. I do not seek out public speaking or things like that. And after my first meeting, it really clicked with me that this could be really good for me. This could be really helpful. And the fact that my employer at the time was going to pay my dues and encourage me and support me in pursuing Toastmasters was just the last linchpin I needed to go. And, you know, my employer only paid for my dues probably for the first 4 or 5 years, and now I'm 12 years into it. So it really stuck.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Stephanie. I better make a note of that. Buy pizza if you want members. Good idea. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. Carolyn, do you have a question for Stephanie?
Yes, I do. Thank you so much, Joyce. You know, Stephanie, food, camaraderie, fun. Tell us about your greatest achievement in Toastmasters so far.
I think that I have two. The first one was being a charter member of my first club. And I didn't really think of that as an achievement until now, years later, after I've helped and seen the process from an established member's point of view. Being a charter member of a club is so amazing. The energy, the excitement, the fun of it is hard to pass along to someone if they haven't been part of that. So being a charter member of a club was a great achievement that I didn't realize was a great achievement until later. My second great achievement, I think, is achieving my Distinguished Toastmaster designation. It took me 10 years I put into getting that DTM. And I think that really speaks to how Toastmasters is a self-guided development opportunity. You are in charge of what you put in and what you get out of it. And it could take you 6 months, probably not going to take you 6 months, but it could, in theory, take you 6 months, or it could take you 10 years like it did for me. And some people do it 6 times in a row. It really is something that is guided by your own desire and your own time scale and commitment scale. And when I got that DTM, I was so excited, and darn it, COVID made it so I couldn't do the walk across the stage at our annual conference. Someday I will get a chance to walk across the stage and give the high fives to all of the distinguished Toastmasters that came before me. But that just felt, the accomplishment I felt and what that represented, I was super excited and still pumped. I have the sign hanging in my office. It's, the plaque. That's my biggest achievement.
Thank you so much for sharing that. When you think about being a charter member of a new club, with that excitement, carrying that through to earning your Distinguished Toastmaster Award, that really spans the breadth of the opportunities available in Toastmasters. Thank you so much for sharing that. Joyce.
Thank you, Carolyn. You have probably been every officer role that there has been in a club. You've probably been an area director, a division director, part of the trio. You spent a lot of time in leadership roles. And now that you are the immediate past director, what is your vision for your role this year?
That's a great question. As the IPDD, as we call it, one of my main roles this year is to help with Of the Year awards and the District Leadership Committee. And I really think those two things really go a long way towards making us a better district. And that's where I want to give my most help, is helping the district in a positive way. That's not necessarily get your reports and do, all the checklist stuff that the trio has to do and the area directors have to do. And I want to bring a positive, hopeful outlook to the district, which I think, because of the last 3 years, it's been tough. It's been a tough go. And I would really love to pump people up with the Of the Year awards and ceremony. Hopefully I can pull it off as well as Lindy did last year. That was a great event. And the District Leadership Committee. Now, we don't start taking nominations until December, but it's something I can work on now to start tapping people on the shoulder and putting ideas in people's heads now for that future position. I would love to get us back to the point where people are clamoring, fighting each other, clawing over one another to get those leadership positions. I think, we're still in a kind of weird rebuilding phase from the pandemic, and we ebb and flow about what, meeting in person, meeting online. We're still kind of in that limbo. And I hope that I can help the next incoming trio be set up for success in a full slate of leaders. upcoming.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that. Carolyn.
Stephanie, I know you probably didn't go to Nashville this year, but you did have an opportunity to attend Toastmasters International conventions elsewhere. Tell us a couple things that you loved about the international conventions.
Thanks, Carolyn. So I had the opportunity to go to 2 international conventions, one as just a general member and one as a member of the trio. And I think both of those experiences, as a general member, it was just a ton of fun. The people that you met, the activities that you engaged in, I'm still in contact with people I met at that convention in Vancouver where I was just a member and they were just a member. And now we're all in trios and doing other leadership roles and watching those people run for international director. And get on to do your interview and it's like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in so long. How's it going? Like we're supposed to be interviewing about the position and we're just chit-chatting about life. And that was really great. And I didn't have the appreciation, it's called Toastmasters International. Most of what we see is other people in Alaska and in Washington. But being in that environment to really truly see it is international. There were people from all over the world, and it had never really hit me before, the international part of it. And talking to, as a leader, going in as a leader, a trio member, talking to somebody in Saudi Arabia whose district is having the same maybe stumbling blocks as our district, and being able to talk about different ideas, new ways to approach things, and you feel like you're not so alone. Sometimes I think when you're a trio, you feel very insular. You're seeing each other all the time. And it was such an eye-opener to realize, oh, well, other people are having the same issue. It's not just us. We have this huge peer group that we didn't even really know we had, that we can connect with via Facebook, email, chit-chatting. It's just such a mind-blowing amount of people. Like, you're just so used to seeing your small group and your club and what you work on, to realize that it really is international. And it's so energizing. I left both of those conventions like, I'm ready to take on the world. We're ready to do this. It was so exciting and it was fun. And I have very fond memories of Phil Pearson boogieing the night away in his tuxedo. I will never forget that. That was like one of the all-time great nights. So it's just a fun time. It's a great place to connect. And I couldn't speak more highly. If you have a chance to go. Even if you're not in the trio, you should just go because it's fun.
Thank you so much for sharing those observations. And even for those members who might not get to go to a Toastmasters International Convention, look for the District 32 conferences. Those will be held in the spring. This next year in 2023, it will be held in Washington. We're still looking for leaders to help plan that conference. Stephanie, those conferences, those experiences, wow, those sound so much fun. Joyce, it's your turn for a question.
All right. Well, thank you. I could just sense the goosebumps that come to you when you go to the conference and they say, as they are introducing everybody, DTM all. That's me. And I know that you've done that a few times. Yeah. But it is a big commitment. It's a big balance between family life and professional life, your work, District 32. How do you balance it all?
Whew. Sometimes I think I do better than other times. I think at the beginning of my Toastmasters leadership journey, I constantly said yes to everything and anything, which in a way is great. I learned a lot of stuff, but I could feel myself burning out. Especially, I was a member of a struggling club for a while, and it became a bit of a chore. But reaching outside of my club into like area director, that helped me not only help my club get better because I was going to other places and visiting, but it helped me get better and realize you can't say yes to every single thing you want to say yes to, unless, caveat, you can bring a bunch of people with you. If you can bring a bunch of people with you to help you do things, it's not as much of a load on you personally. So I've learned, even though I have a tendency to just say, I'll just do it myself, it's faster, I'll just do it and it's easier than asking someone, I've learned you have to ask other people. And that's the only way you can really balance it. You cannot be a leader and be doing all the time. To take a leadership role, you have to be able to ask other people to do for you or to take a piece of that from you. And I think that's the only way you can really truly balance it. Now, I have also stopped checking my email obsessively all day, every day. I set aside a little bit of time to deal with it every day instead of having it open at work and everywhere. I know I have to have that separation between work and Toastmasters. I think Christy, what is her last name? I can't remember. Carolyn used to be our regional advisor. She had a really good piece of advice. She's great. She said Toastmasters will take as much time as you are willing to give it. So if you are willing to obsessively check your email and constantly be doing it, Toastmasters will take that from you. You have to put up some limitations. Not that I'm not saying don't do the things that you sign up to do. I'm saying you need to work on a balance, and there has to be some balance. I have a family, I have a job, and Toastmasters is something I'm very passionate about, but it can't control my whole life, even though it might want to. And if I let it, it totally would. But learning how to say no in a constructive manner, or to say, yes, I will do it, but I need a team to help me. So that's a long way of going about. You need a committee. You have to bring people with you. You can't do it all yourself.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for that advice, Stephanie. That's one thing about Toastmasters is whoever you talk to that are Toastmasters, however you meet them, there's always these little bits of advice that they give you that you go, aha, that's it. That's what I need. And part of it is pizza to get everybody there.
Pizza, fun, camaraderie.
Oh,
Sharing this journey with everyone. I really appreciate the words that you have shared, the advice that you have given, and your observations. As the chair for the District Leadership Committee, not only are you building a team to help you find leaders for next year, but you're working to help the next year's leaders put together that team. What would you say to our members to encourage them to take on a leadership role within District 32?
Yeah. It's a good question. I have found profound confidence that I didn't have before by stepping into starting with the area director. I am, like I said, a natural introvert, a natural stand at the back of the room and take whatever assignment is given to me and do my thing and not really stand out in front of people. And so it took a little bit of convincing to get me into that area director role. I wanted that DTM real bad, so I said yes to the area director role. And much like anything in Toastmasters, had no idea what I was saying yes to. No clue. I just said yes, sure, whatever. There's a manual for everything in Toastmasters. There's training for all the things. So I said sure. And I loved it. I thought, oh, I just need to get this done. I need to check this off. I'm just going to grit my teeth. I'm going to get through it and it'll be fine. And then it turned out, again, it was a ton of fun. I loved it. Area director was the best. I really enjoyed it. And it kind of got me hungry to think about what other roles could I take on now that I have this experience. And as I was area director, I went to my first international convention. And I met a bunch of people there who were regional advisors, international directors, trio members. And I was like, they're just members. I'm a member. I could totally do that. And they look like they're having fun and they're learning a ton. And I thought, you know what? I did this area director. I'm going to keep going. And I was meeting our trio members, Ginny Grabowski, Angela Ritchie, Carolyn Curley. And I thought, I want to be like them. They're so impressive. And they're just members that came from their club, just like me. So whatever they're learning, whatever they're going through to get to they're becoming amazing. And I want to also be that. So I wanted to grow up to be Carolyn. So I just followed right along with Carolyn. I had no idea the confidence boost, the risk taking that I am pretty averse to. I don't like taking risks. And it helped me step out of my own head and my own fear of not being able to do something in a safe place where we're all volunteers. It's a safe space to try things out and to really kind of take that leap, take that really scary first step and realize that there's all these other people, all these other area directors and division directors who are also in your same, most of them in your same boat. They've not served in these leadership roles. And it just made it a safe sandbox to play in, really. And it has helped me in my career. As I learned these skills, it kept popping up at my regular job. Oh, well, you're a Toastmaster. Oh, you know how to do this. And I'm like, oh, I do know how to do this. I have done it, practiced it, and now I can bring it out into the real world. So I would say if anybody is looking to just be around amazing people for free, we're getting all these people's time for free. People who normally charge lots of money to talk to them and to hang around them and to pick their brains. You're getting to do that for free. You're getting career advice. You're getting help in your personal life with interpersonal communications. It takes the Toastmasters promise and just kind of blows it up. And I don't think if you just stay in your club, that's great. You're learning some great valuable skills, but the more you expand your range, the greater the payback you're going to get. So I cannot, if nothing else, be an area director once. If you don't do anything else in the leadership, be an area director once, and you will be amazed at how your world grows. It's just mind-boggling. And I think if we can get people into that one step, you kind of get hungry for it and you want to do more, and you see what these other people are doing and you want to be part of it. So we need to get you in the door, that area director. And I think once people do that, I think you're hooked.
Definitely sounds like you were hooked.
I was.
Your experiences, your joy, your excitement about the program, that all comes forth with your words and your attitude towards this program. I want to thank you, Stephanie, as our immediate past district director for District 32 and as the district leadership chair for coming and sharing your thoughts about Toastmasters here with us tonight. I'd like to thank Joyce Vick, our co-chair, for serving on this podcast with me. As members of Nerdmasters with the Nerdcasters, we are using the education program to support everyone's personal growth. We look forward to seeing our members with our next episode. But for tonight, think about, what do you want to get out of your journey? Contact Stephanie, our district leadership chair, to see where you can grow next year.
Whether you identify as a gamer, technology nut, or just have a commitment to studying how technology is changing and improving both leadership and communication, our Nerd Herd has a place for you. Find out more about us at our website, nerdmasters.org. Join us the first Wednesday of each month at 7 o'clock Pacific, and get to know us before our meeting starts promptly at 7:30. You will visit our club and enjoy it.
Resistance is futile.
Game over.